Markets are falling. Sell everything. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you are all having an amazing Wednesday. Today's November 20th, and Nvidia reports earnings after the market closes today. Now, am I surprised that the markets are selling off? No. If you watched yesterday's video, this is exactly what Nvidia has done in the past. It skyrockets based off of expectation and forecast that it's going to perform well. But then the day of, right before it reports earnings, it actively retraces. I don't know if companies just like to de-risk, but this is what we covered within our live trading session today. So again, I go live every morning for my LPP team. If you ever want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below, and it's $1 a day. But in today's session, what we talked about is the example that I stuck to was PLTR. There's so much opportunity out there, though. There's PLTR. Target sold off 20% today. What else? SMCI is down, 6.5%. That one's a little bit more on the risky side, so let's not talk about that one. Tesla is an option, right? Amazon is an option. Nvidia, obviously, a very attractive option today. But the thing that I wanted to highlight was anytime that there's a significant catalyst that within a short period of time we aggressively gap up or we aggressively sell off, I love trading these reversals. And I kept it super simple. I said, pick one stock. That stock is not something that I have to agree with, but pick one stock, wait for your opportunity to present itself. So wait for that sell-off to happen. You don't have to short it. I know a lot of beginners don't like shorting. I respect that. But wait for that stock to sell off, wait for your time to strike, wait for indication of a reversal, and then know when to enter and when to take profits. And again, just a super simple 3 stages of a reversal setup. You know when to enter, you know when to add, and you know when to take profit. So it's not that this trade has to go exactly according to plan, but days like this is, again, you can't predict the future. I could not have predicted that right at market open, this thing was going to tank. I could not have predicted that Nvidia was going to tank, right? Even though there was the expectation that it was at previous resistance levels, it was most likely going to de-risk itself today because it's going to report earnings after the market closes, but you can never predict the future. So what you can do is wait. How many of us struggle with actually staying patient enough to not force a trade right at market open? I know I'm impulsive even from time to time as well. But the thing is that if you could learn to just be patient, sometimes instead of trading within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, wait for the first 30 minutes and then see if things become more clear. Sometimes you need the market to kind of paint its picture for the day, and you need to give it time because pre-market activity is often not always what at market open and so forth activity ends up actually presenting itself, right? And I think this is a great example. We were trading sideways pre-market, and then all of a sudden markets open and markets begin to tank. NASDAQ market, lower highs, lower lows begin to tank. So again, it's understanding that all you have to do is give it time. You can't predict the bottom. If you want to buy in early, just watch your position size. But then once that reversal happens and presents itself, if it actually does, we talk about it in the LPP lesson library. 3 stages of reversal: rejection, consolidation, and confirmation. Know when to step on the gas and know when to add to your position. And that's exactly what I ended up doing. I initially purchased my PLTR position early, but because I was able to wait from that point moving forward and my position size was on the lighter side, once it actually began to indicate signs of recovery, then I was able to jump on in, add more to it. And then now as this thing begins to recover, if it continues to recover, then at that point I can make more money. If it breaks back below EMA line, I'm just going to close out the position. I'll close out the trade at that point. So my profit potential is much greater. Let's go ahead and calculate that. So my profit potential is what? Based off previous highs, 3%. And my risk potential, I'm probably going to close it out at 60, 60, 60, 50, is less than 0.5%. So for every 3% of potential upside, 0.5% of potential downside, what is that, like a 4 to 5 to 1 ratio? I love it, right? I'm putting myself in a position to succeed. I waited for an opportunity to present itself, and I learned how to strike when opportunity is present. Remember, opportunity is not on our schedule. We are on their schedule. So give the market the time that it needs to paint that picture for the day. And I know a lot of beginners need to hear that message. Some of you guys that are a little bit more well-versed and more experienced, you might be like, Ricky, what's all this yapping for? I can reassure you that there's so many beginners that are over trading and that trade right at market open that missed this entire move, that all they needed to do was, if they waited 30 minutes, things would have been so much more clear. Opportunities would have been so much more present, and you would have been cash and had so many different stocks to choose from. PLTR, Amazon, Tesla, shoot. You could have just purchased into NASDAQ or S&P 500. It doesn't matter, right? Markets naturally recover once they actually end up finding support. But other than that, again, what was it? I wanted to pull it up very quickly for those that did not watch yesterday's video. Nvidia will be reporting earnings today, and the expectation for Nvidia to report earnings. Let me pull this thing up real quick. Here we go. So Nvidia set to report earnings after the market closes. I'll leave it up to you guys. I do want to go live. Earnings per share expectation is 74 cents per share, and revenue expectations is $33 billion. So it wouldn't surprise me if Nvidia ends up exceeding expectation. That would never be a surprise. Nvidia is a juggernaut of a company. It's one of the most successful companies in 2024. I would love to experience this with you. If you've never watched the company report earnings, all I ask you to do is subscribe. Get this video to over 500 likes, and I just want to make sure that we host that live session and that enough people show up. So if you want to tune on in, subscribe to the channel, drop a thumbs up, and I'll see you right before the market closes so we can host that live stream and wait for Nvidia to report earnings. I hope that what we talked about today was of value to you. And remember, if you're ever ready to join our LPP team, it breaks down to $1 per day, and this is one of our biggest sales that we have going on. It's the second link in the description down below. You can sign up today and watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. And yes, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. So I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open for our live session. Take care, team.